Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I'm going to be checking out a new single from Humanity's Last Breath called Instill. It is the second single taken from their upcoming record Ashen, which will be out on August 4th. I am very much looking forward to it. I will link any pre-orders, their social media, promotional links for the band in the description of this video, as well as the music video I'll be using in the reaction portion of this. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Oh, you know it's coming. Choir? Intro? That snare too. Oh. Oh. Sounded turbulent. slow groove. Humanity's Last Breath, Instill, let's discuss. So this one is a little bit more on par with what I was talking about regarding the complex feeling patterns and timing. This definitely has that. I think the placement of the choir was outstanding too, because while we get some heavy stuff when you venture into deathcore, a lot of subgenres that come from, heavy music, the way it's done can often be like leading into and then in the breakdown or around the breakdown only. But coming in that intro, it was just a perfect layout for the song. It mixes so well with that, just everything. There's a lot of atmosphere here outside of having, a choir to add a bunch of contrast. There's just a level of atmosphere that you get with Humanity's Last Breath, and it's sounding peak here, and I think that's something that kind of brings those two things, like the heaviness. I kind of hate using that as an adjective, but like the big crushing sound or the slow groovy riffs, the mixture there with the elements that they bring in that add contrast to that, it's just such a beautiful sound always. And needless to say, anything that ever has Buster's name on it, I'm pretty much always like, wow, about that production. But on these songs, these two singles, it really is something special. Then you listen to a project like Throne, who also just put out a single like a week, less than a week with this coming out. Both are Buster's bands, and when you look at the approach for them, the things that stand out about them, completely different, but both sounding peak for what they are and how they're supposed to come across. Everything just feels like it comes across perfectly, if that makes sense. Nothing feels lost in translation. That atmosphere, I don't know what it is about that sound, but the mixture of those things, it's just a huge point for me. The end having that like slow groove that I was talking about, I think shortly before the song ended, you don't know with this band, are we going to get more blast beats? Is it going to pick up is it going to be a fast tempo, or are we going to be super slow? So something that keeps me on my toes, I guess, is what I really like about this sound. But as I mentioned with the first single, it was more it was a little bit less wacky feeling to me. Not to say it wasn't at all, but just a little bit more like, okay. Which in their discography, I found some stuff, it feels like their more recent releases kind of go way wackier than some of the stuff in their discography further back, but then it's always been something that's sort of present. It just feels like they've really leaned into it. Stuff like Earthless, and I'm very excited though with this sound. I feel like this has the potential to surely be like my favorite release from them, but as I listen more through their discography, the more I just really enjoy the sound that they've laid out. So that'll be a hard call to make, but these do have me incredibly excited. I love the sound itself, but then also it's something that when Buster's name is on, a whole record or something, a whole release, I'm always excited to see what that will sound like production-wise, because I am no producer or anything. You know when you hear something you like, something that's not your taste, something that you don't think sounds good. But with Buster, I feel I'm constantly like, wow, this makes more sense to me now, or this stands out to me more with Buster than in anything else that I've heard with different bands he works with, whether it be when he's in or when he works with on the production end, mixing and mastering, that sort of perfect placement that I was talking about. It feels like it translates to everything, and I keep on bringing this up with Buster because I feel like it's very impressive. His sound is recognizable, but it's not to where like all the projects that he has his hands in one way or another sound the same. They very much have a lot of identity, so I feel like that shows a lot of talent. Anyway, this record is going to be a very big list changer, I think I'll say, for album of the year. There are those albums that come out that all of a sudden, a bunch of people have a new one. Sometimes it's like a lot less. This will be one I think that a lot of people have as their album of the year, if these two singles are anything to go off, or their discography in the past. Anyway, this kind of creativity definitely gets me to where I could talk way too much about stuff. The creativity here in both the melodic aspects of it, anything that had to do with like driving melody, was just expressed in a very refreshing, neat way. I think because a lot of what I listen to where I focus as much as I felt like I was with this song, a lot of times the approach is different. It's not on something that otherwise sounds like this, or just the blending of those things, or however you really want to word it, just feels different than this one did. So it just felt like a very cool track. Felt different. Parts of it that gave me chills, which I love a song that gives like that physical reaction as well. But that's always a sign for me that something is going to go on repeat. So those are my thoughts. Nothing I would want different about this. I feel like when Humanity's Last Breath puts out a song, I know immediately whether it will be one I do a ton of playing or like the occasional revisit, but everything that they've been putting out as of recently is stuff that I'm like, yep, that's going to go right onto the playlist. I will keep revisiting that. So that is very exciting to me. As I said before, the video I used in the reaction portion of this, the pre-orders for the album, all the band's social media, promotional links will be in the description of this video. I will also have my Linktree, which will have the Discord server, my Patreon, Twitch. I'm working on a lot of content for Patreon and kind of adding things to the structure of it as the summer progresses. So everything that's offered currently is listed there now, and then I'll probably be adding some stuff soon within the month or by the end of the month of June. And the Twitch I'm trying to get up and running around the same time frame. I've done a few, but I'm more just feeling it out, getting everything prepared behind the scenes so that I just have everything ready to pick from and don't have to like prep every stream with so much emphasis, if that makes sense. So playlists and picks and poll dates, all of that stuff I'm trying to plan out in advance. But anyway, the Twitch channel is there if you want to follow and see when I do end up going live. The Discord server is where the community is based for my YouTube channel. We've got a lot of really wonderful people in there. All that stuff in the Linktree in the description. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.